Veterans Day to honor the people in the military who saved us.
I'm so grateful for our veterans and their bravery and their sacrifice to leave their families and to go across seas or wherever they are called to go to protect our freedom and to help the American people. It is my wish for my children and for the students of Stonegate to remember the selflessness and sacrifice that our soldiers make and to be grateful for all the things that we have because of their bravery.
A veteran is a soldier that protects our country.
I hope that my students can take away from this day that they should thank a veteran, that they are able to grow up in a country where they are free.
A veteran is a person who served in the military and helped us. A veteran is somebody who has fought in one of the 5 military branches, and we celebrate Veterans Day to represent our veterans.
When I think about Veterans Day, I think about my father who served in the Vietnam War and the sacrifices that he made for our country.
In the military.
Veterans Day, I always think of my grandfather, Forrest LaPlante. He served in the United States Navy from 1932 to 1945, and he was in World War II and served all over. And when I think of Veterans Day, it automatically reminds me of my grandfather, and he was my best friend.
Yeah. Have someone and keep someone safe.
It's important to recognize Veterans Day to thank all the veterans who served for our country.
A veteran is something that helped the United States stay alive.
I think it's important to talk about Veterans Day because it reminds us about the sacrifices and all the things that the veterans went through to keep us.
A veteran is somebody who served in the army.
When I think of Veterans Day, it brings back memories of my father who was in the Army during the Korean War and all of his stories and how he protected our country and gave us the freedom of safety and liberty. And I also think about the young men and women that are serving our country now and how proud I am to be an American.
We celebrate Veterans Day for our country.
I was in the Navy, and as I hear the Navy anthem, I know how proud he was to every time stand up and salute when that song came on. I'm very proud of my uncle also, who fought in the Air Force in 2 different wars.
Veteran is a soldier.
When I think of Veterans Day, I think of both my grandfather and my father. My grandfather fought in World War II in the Army, and he is still living up in Michigan. He's 95 years old. And I also think of my dad because my dad was in the Air Force for 20 years when I was a little girl, and we did a lot of moving, and my dad also had to travel to different countries like Korea and the Philippines, and so sometimes he was away from the house when I was growing up.
Veterans are people that protect us from bad guys.
My hope for students with celebrating Veterans Day would be really to just draw attention to it for students. I think it's really hard in the rush of all we do in our day-to-day experiences to really stop and internalize all the veterans have done for us and our freedom here in the United States. And I really think it's important to really have this day and really stop and think and appreciate and build that understanding for students that really the life that we lead now is because so many other people sacrificed for us.
We honor the people of Veterans Day that have served us.
What I hope our children take away from Veterans Day program is that we have lots of people that we do not even know who help keep us safe each and every day.
Veterans Day and we sing them songs.
I think Veterans Day is important because veterans risk their lives and put their lives on the line to protect us and provide us with the safety and freedom that we all often take for granted. So thank a veteran is a hero.
Veterans Day is a very, very important day because it's a time that we can step back and think about all the men and women that have sacrificed so many things for us. They sacrifice being with their families, they sacrifice being at home, and they go far, far away to help keep our country safe and free. Thank you, veterans, and I hope that this day is a special day for you.